Hello everyone. I am here again with the second part of the Democratic Rights, Class 9th, Civics, Political Science. In the previous video, we have already discussed about what are rights and why do we need right, and we have already discussed life without right along with three examples like Guantanamo Bay and citizens' rights in Saudi Arabia and life in Kosovo. So in this video we'll start with rights in the Indian Constitution. Some rights which are fundamental to our life are given a special status in Indian Constitution. They are called fundamental rights. These are the basic human rights which are given to every citizen in a democracy for the development of his or her personality. These rights are guaranteed by the Constitution. They promise to secure for all its citizens equality, liberty and justice. Hence, they are an important basic features of Indian Constitution. The six fundamental rights recognized by the Constitution are right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational right, and right to constitutional remedies. Right to freedom. Before right to freedom, we'll talk about the first fundamental right, right to equality. The Constitution says that the government shall not deny the equality before the law or the equal protection of the law to any person in India. It means that the laws apply in the same manner to all, regardless of a person's status. This is called the rule of law. Right to equality is the foundation of any democracy. It means that no person is above the law. The government shall not discriminate against any citizen on grounds only of religion, race, caste, sex or place of birth. Every citizen shall have access to public places like shops, restaurants, hotels and cinema halls. Similarly, there shall be no restrictions with regards to the use of wells, tanks, bathing ghats, roads, playgrounds and places of public resorts maintained by the government or dedicated to the use of general public. Equality does not mean giving everyone the same treatment no matter what they are, what they need. Rather, it means giving everyone an equal opportunity to achieve whatever one is capable of. Sometimes it is necessary to give special treatment to some in order to ensure equal opportunity. Thus, the reservation are not a violation of the right to equality. Now, right to freedom. Freedom means the absence of constraint, that means restrictions. In practical life, it means the absence of interference in our affairs by others, be it other individual or the government. Under the Indian Constitution, all citizens have the right to freedom of speech and expression, assemble in a peaceful manner, form associations, unions and cooperative societies, move freely throughout the country, reside in any part of the country, practice any profession or to carry on any occupations, trade or business. One cannot exercise his freedom in such a manner that violate others' right to freedom. A person is free to do everything which injure or harm no one else. Freedom is not an unlimited license to do what one wants. the government can impose certain reasonable restrictions on our freedom in the larger interests of society. Now, right against exploitation. Once the right to liberty and equality is granted, it follows that every citizen has a right not to be exploited. Still, the constitution makers thought it is necessary to write down certain clear provisions to prevent exploitation of the weaker section of the society. The constitution mentions three specific evils and declared these illegals. First, the constitution prohibits traffic in human beings. Traffic here means selling and buying of human beings, usually women or children, for immoral purposes. Second, our constitution also prohibits forced labor or begar in any form. Begar is a practice where the workers is forced to render services to the master free of charge or at nominal remuneration. When these practices takes place on a lifelong basis, it is called the practice of bonded labor. Finally, the constitution prohibits child labor. No one can employ a child below the age of 14 to work in any factory or mine or any other hazardous works such as railways and ports. Usually, child labor as a basis, many laws have been made to prohibit children from working in industries such as beadi making, firecrackers and matches, printing and dyeing, etc. Now, the right to freedom of religion. Every person has the right to profess, practice and propagate the religion he or she believes in. Every religious groups or sects is free to manage its religious affair. Freedom to propagate one's religion does not mean that a person has the right to compel other person to convert into his religion by means of force, fraud, indulgence or allurement. However, a person is free to change religion on his or her own will. Freedom to practice religion does not mean that a person can do whatever he wants in the name of religion. For example, one cannot sacrifice animal or human beings as offering to supernatural force or supernatural force. India is a secular state, which means India does not establish any one religion as the official religion. So, it is based on the idea that the country is concerned only with relation among human beings. India is a secular state. As I told you, a secular state is one that does not establish any one religion as official religion. In India, no privilege or favor is provided to any particular religion. The government cannot compel any person to pay any taxes for the promotion or maintenance of any particular religion or religious institutions. There shall be no religious instructions in the government educational institutions. In educational institutions managed by private bodies, no person can be compelled to take part in any religious instructions or to attend any religious worships. Now, the cultural and educational right. The working of democracy gives power to majority. Thus, it is the language, culture and religion of the minorities that need special protection. Otherwise, they may get neglected or undermined under the impact of the languages, religion and culture of the majority. The following cultural and educational rights for minorities are specified by our constitution. Any section of citizen with a distinct language or culture have the right to conserve it. Admission to any education institutions maintained by the government or receiving government aids cannot be denied to any citizen on the ground of religion or language. all minorities have the right to establish and administrate educational institutions of their choice. Now, the last and the most important fundamental right is right to constitutional remedies. The fundamental rights in the Constitution are important because they are enforceable. We have a right to seek the enforcement of these mentioned right. This is called the right to constitutional remedies. The right makes other rights effective. When any of the fundamental rights are violated, then citizens can directly approach the Supreme Court or the High Court. Both courts have the power to writ for the enforcement of the laws, for the enforcement of rights. That's why Dr. Ambedkar called the right to constitutional remedies the heart and the soul of our Constitution. Hope you like this presentation. Thank you.